layer of the sun's
Good evening everyone. Now we are going to discuss the first lesson of the third term of grade 9. It's the 8th lesson, Success Through Creativity, in your pupils book, page number 84. The topic is Success Through Creativity. Right, we will go through the activity 1. It is an act out, a dialogue, a conversation which happens among 3 students. Right. We will read the first sentence. What is it? 3 friends are talking about an exhibition that is going to be held in their school. Those 3 boys are talking. They are talking about an exhibition. What exhibition? Which is going to be held in their school. Right, we will go through the conversation. These are the characters. Who are the characters here? Lasit, Abdul and Radha. Right, we will go one by one. The first, Lasit says, what? I just heard something. What is it? I just heard something that will make you all happy. That something will make you all happy. Then Abdul asks, what's it, Lazit? Then Lazit replies like this, there's going to be an exhibition to mark the Environment Day which falls next month. What is it? There's going to be an exhibition to mark the Environment Day. Which Environment Day? Which falls next month. That means that Environment Day is fixed to the next month. Then Radha says, wow, who told you? It seems they are fond of their exhibition, right? Then Lasit replies, Samit. Who is Samit? Now you can understand who is this. Samit, whom I met at the canteen a little while ago. Who this person is? Lasit met him at the canteen a little while ago. You know, those who would like to take part in it should give their names to Miss Sarojini Virkaun. Who is Ms. Sarojini Virkaun? Who is the teacher in charge of the Environment Society? Then Faraz. Where are they going to have it? Lasit. In the school main hall. The place is in the school main hall and it describes like this, where we had a blood donation camp last month. Now you can get an idea that in the same main hall they had a blood donation camp, as well as they are going to hold an exhibition. Then Radha, let's present something at the exhibition, shall we? Lasit, that would be great. We need to come up with something really good. Now they are going to make wonderful things for their exhibition. Radha, yes, what about upcycling? Then Faraz replies, upcycling? That's a term. What is it? That's a term which I've never heard before. What is the term? Upcycling. That term which Varas never heard before. Right. Before answering these questions, I would like to take you to a small presentation. What is it? Success through creativity. What is creativity? Creativity means it's a skill which comes up in your mind. Creativity. You can get a better success through creativity. By creativity means you can create new things. You can innovate new things. That is creativity. Then, now I want you to answer for some questions. Right, I want the right answer. The first question is, what is the event mentioned? I want your answer for this question. What is the event mentioned? Can you tell? Yes, you can. What is the event? It is an exhibition. Right? You are right. Then we will move to the second question. Who told Lazit about it? Just go through the dialogue and tell me. Who told Lazit about it? Who? Yes, you are right. What is your answer? It's Samit. Then we will move to the third question. Why is it being held? What is the purpose of being held? Yes? What is your answer? Because to mark the Environment Day. To mark the Environment Day. Then I am going to give you another question. What was held in the school main hall last month? What is it? Yeah, a blood donation camp. The next question, this becomes very easy. What does Radha suggest? What is her suggestion? Right, what is the answer? Yeah, what is her idea? To present something at the exhibition. To present something at the exhibition. Right, these are the answers. Then, now we will talk about the term the Environment Day. What is it? Environment Day, Environmental Society. Yeah. These are the things which are related to the environment, the functions which are related to the environment. What are they? What are the things that you can perform in an Environment Day? Right. What are the things? There are so many things, right? I am going to mention you several things from those. You can mark the Environment Day by planting more plants. Environmental friendly things you can do. Then you can mark it by cleaning the gardens. At least you can do weeding. Then you can mark it by holding an exhibition. By using recycled things or upcycled things. Then you can have a walk around the school area and the village in order to acknowledge the people, the importance of the environment day as well as the environment. Right, then I am going to introduce you the term. What is it? That Faraz has never heard before. It is upcycling. It is upcycling. Upcycling, what is it? I am going to define you it like this. It is known as creative reuse. It is also a process of transforming byproducts, what are waste materials, useless things, unwanted products into new materials or products. What are the waste materials? Broken glasses, broken chairs, and plastic things, polythings, and useless things, that the things which are useless for you now. That means broken monitors, broken electronic things, then unwanted products. There are so many unwanted products and you just try to throw them to the environment. But the thing is, you can help the environment by upcycling those things into new materials or products. This exhibition they are going to held will produce so many new upcycled things like what? Like this. See, those are upcycled products using tires, coconut shells, coconut husks and tins. This is the term upcycling. Alright, now we will go back to the pupils book. There is a small activity for you to answer. Right, in your pupils book, take the page number, it is 85, activity 2. It is reading and answering 1, right? Read the question, read the above conversation and answer the questions given below. Right. We will answer each question. Question number 1, what is the event mentioned? I think you know. What is the event mentioned? Yeah, these are the questions we practiced earlier. It is an exhibition. Who told Lasith about it? It's Samit. Then why is it being held? To mark the Environment Day. Then what was held in the school main hall last month? Simple. What is it? A blood donation camp. Then what does Radha suggest? What? To make new things for or to make something at the exhibition. Present something at the exhibition. Then at the page 85, there is a learning point. What is it? Can you read? Relative pronouns. What are relative pronouns? Right, I will talk about relative pronouns. Right. What is? A relative pronoun is used to connect a clause or phrase to a noun or a pronoun. right? A relative pronoun is used to connect a clause, right? Another sentence, clause means another sentence or phrase, a collection of words, phrase, to a noun or pronoun. You see them used every day with the most common relative pronouns being, what are they? Who, whose, whom, which and that. These are the relative pronouns. What are they? Who, whose, whom, which and that. Then here, there's a small chart. Have a look. What is it? Subject, object. Then in subject, right, you can use who, which and that for subject to join clauses or a pronoun or phrases to a pronoun, right? If you are talking about the subject, then you can use who, which and that. If you are talking about the object, then you can use whom. Nowadays we use who instead of whom, right? Whom, which and that for the objects. Then possessives, of those you can use whose, and for which also you can use whose. Right, here the relative pronouns are, what are they? We use who and whom for people, who and whom for people, which for things, which for things, or we can use that for people or things, both. Here, what is it? We can use who, whom, whose for people, right, and people and animal, right. Then which is for things, or we can use that on for both, that is used for both people or things. Then there are some conditions when using relative pronouns. Have a look. What is it? After a noun, to make it clear which person or thing we are talking about, right? We use relative pronouns after a noun to make it clear which person or thing we are talking about. Like this. Look at the examples. There are 3 examples. The first is the house that Jack built. Right? We are describing the house. What is that house? That Jack built. The house was built by Jack. Then, second one, the woman who discovered radium. Radium was discovered by that woman. The woman is described, she discovered radium by like this, the woman who discovered radium. Then the third one, an 8-year-old boy who attempted to rob a sweet shop. That boy attempted to rob a sweet shop, and he is described by using his what? His age as well as his action. How? An 8-year-old boy, what does he do? Who attempted to rob a sweet shop. Right. Then we use relative pronouns to tell us more about a person or thing. Like this, my mother, who was born overseas, has always been a great traveler. My mother, who is my mother? Who was born overseas. Right, now you can see 2 commas here, remember them. My mother, who was born overseas, has always been a great traveler. Lord Thompson, who is 76, has just retired. Lord Thompson, here to tell us more about a person or thing. What is it? Lord Thompson, who is 76, has just retired. Then the last, we had fish and chips, which is my favorite meal. Then, but we do not use that as a subject in this kind of relative clauses like this. Then we use whose as the possessive form of who. We use whose as the possessive form. I told you. Like this. This is George. Subject, verb, object. This is George. George becomes object and we are going to describe that object. How? This is George, whose brother went to school with me. This is George, whose brother went to school with me. Right? Then we sometimes use who as the object of a verb or preposition. Who? This is George, whom you met at our house last year. You met George last year. Then this is George, whom you met at our house last year. We are going to describe this object by using whom. It is not in possessive form, right, like mine, our, him. He is like that. Then this is George's brother. This is George's brother with whom I went to school. This is George's brother with whom I went to school. I went to school with George's brother. That's the main idea it derives. Right, then we will go back to the pupil's book. Right, learning point, relative pronouns. The highlighted words in the conversation are called relative pronouns. That means, go back to the conversation for a while. You can see there are highlighted words. What are they? In the first line, that, which, whom, who, again who. Then page number 85, where, then which, right? Those are called what? What is the term we use? Are called relative pronouns. Then this is the chart I performed earlier. Look at it well. For people and persons, as subject we use who and that. In object wise we use whom or that. In possessive form we use whose. For things, non-personals, right? For things we use which or that as subjects. Then if we are going to describe about an object form, we use which or that again, and in the possessive form whose. This should be kept in your mind. Then there are some highlighted points. We will go through the first point. What is it? In addition, that means apart from that, right? We use where with nouns that refer to a place and when with nouns that refers to what? Time. Where to a place, when to a time. Then next highlighted point, a relative clause. One example, a relative clause, what? A clause that begins with a relative pronoun gives us information about the noun that comes before it, right? That means if the relative pronouns starts before a noun, it gives us the information about the noun that comes before it, like this. There's going to be an exhibition to mark the Environment Day. Then the Environment Day describes like this, which falls next month. This term, which falls next month, this is the relative clause, then the other rest becomes the main sentence of the sentence, right? There's going to be an exhibition to mark the Environment Day, which falls next month, right? Then this relative clause describes the nearest noun. What is it? The Environment Day. Then next point. The underlined relative clause tells us something about the Environment Day, right? Then next, there are two types of relative clauses. What are they? Defining relative clause and non-defining relative clause. What is defining? What is non-defining? Right. We will understand. We use a defining relative clause to indicate which parts, which particular person or thing we are talking about. Like this, the boy who came first in the essay competition is in my brother's class. We use a defining relative clause to indicate which particular person or thing we are talking about. We are defining the particular thing. We specialize the particular thing or the person by using those relative pronouns. Here the boy is described using who came first. He came first in the essay competition. He is in my brother's class. Right. Then the relative clause who came first in the essay competition identifies the noun coming before it, right? This who came first the essay competition, this term identifies the noun. What is the noun here? The boy identifies the noun coming before it, coming before the clause, right? In other words, without the relative clause, think without the relative clause it would be unclear. You cannot get a best idea. The best idea cannot be derived without the relative pronoun. Like this, the boy came first in the essay competition is in my brother's class. There is no meaning. It becomes meaningless, right? Unclear which boy is being talked about. Either that boy or brother's class, another boy who is in brother's class, right? Then next, we use a non-defining relative clause to give additional non-essential information. Sometimes it won't be essential, right? Non-essential information about a person or thing. Go through this one. Our class teacher, comma, who always comes to school early, again, comma, is very kind and hardworking. See, read it again. Our class teacher, who always comes to school early, is very kind and hardworking. What is non-essential, unnecessary things? Yeah, who always comes to school early. Then go through the description. The relative clause who always comes to school early merely gives some additional information about our class teacher. In other words, it is not essential. for the sentence to be meaningful. Is it essential? You can say our class teacher is very kind and hardworking. When you are going to describe her like this, by using non-essential things, you have to put 2 commas like this. Our class teacher, comma, who always comes to school early, comma, is very kind and hardworking. It is important to remember that we should use a comma before a non-defining relative clause. I think you may got that point. Example, an example is given. I borrowed this novel from Suresh, who lives down our lane. Here you cannot put 2 commas. See, I borrowed this novel from Suresh, who lives down our lane. This is also a non-defining relative clause. Why? Because it is not necessary to mention where the person lives. I borrowed this novel from Suresh. That's enough. But it is added like this, who lives down our lane. Hence, you have to put a comma there, right? Then, next point. If the non-defining relative clause comes in the middle of the sentence, we should use a comma both before it and after it, as I mentioned earlier, like this. Suresh, who reads a lot, loves learning new words. Suresh, what is his habit? Who reads a lot. It is not necessary. You can say Suresh loves learning new words, but the person describes by using who reads a lot, as well as it signifies as a non-essential. Then the next point, we do not use the relative pronoun that with non-defining relative clauses. We don't say Suresh that reads a lot, loves learning new words. No, we don't say. Then, I think you might have got a brief idea. We will go through some activities. We will go to the first activity. Right. Underline the relative pronouns. Right. Read the first one. Underline the relative pronoun. Number 1, the pen, read the sentence, the pen that you gave me is a very good one. The pen that you gave me is a very good one. What is the relative pronoun here? It is that. It is that. Then, number 2, read the sentence, the answer which you gave is not true. The answer which you gave is not true. Right. What is the relative pronoun here? You can simply say it is which. It is again which. Then, number 3. I know the man whose child was hurt. That means his child was hurt. right? Then I know the man's child was hurt. That is why we use whose. We are describing a possessive pronoun. The man's child. Then I know the man whose child was hurt. I know him. Then what is your relative pronoun? Answer? Yes, it is whose. Whose. Then number 4. Read. Bring me the letters which the postman left. Bring me the letters which the postman left. What is the answer? Bring me the letters. What are the letters? Which the postman left. Then answer is which. Which the postman left. Then 5th one. This is the house that Jack built. Oh, this is the house. That house was built by Jack. Then what is the answer? That. This is the house that Jack built. Then 6th one. Harry saw the man who had been hurt. Harry saw the man. Who is that man? The man was hurt. He had been hurt. Then Harry saw the man who had been hurt. The relative pronoun is who. It is who. Then number 7. We met the sailors whose ship was wrecked. We met the sailors whose ship was wrecked. Those sailors might have been drowning, right? We met the sailors whose ship, their ship. It is in this sentence, their ship is describing. Then you have to use whose and it becomes the answer as relative pronoun. We met the sailors whose ship was wrecked. Then 8th. Here are the books which I found. What is the answer? Which? Yes, which. Here are the books. I found those books and they are here. Here are the books which I found. Then 9th. The cat killed the rat that ate corn. The cat killed the rat that ate corn. What is the answer? That. The cat killed the rat that ate corn. The rat ate the corns and the cat killed it. And the rat is describing like this. The cat killed the rat that ate corn. Then 10th one. Bring me the books which lie on the table. The books lies on the table. Then bring me the books which lie on the table. I want these books. Bring them. They are lying on the table. Then the answer is which. Which lie on the table. Then there is another activity. It is fill in the blanks, right? Using suitable relative pronouns. Right? We will go through one by one. First, what is the first? We always like boys, blank, speak the truth. What is your answer? We always like boys. We always like boys who speak the truth. Right? The answer should be who. Check your answers. We always like boys who speak the truth. Right, go to the second one. I have seen the bird. I have seen the bird. Blank, you describe. You are describing the bird and I have seen it. Then, I have seen the bird. Yes, which or that? We use that. That you describe. I have seen the bird that you describe. Third one. I do not know the man. Blank hit the boy. That man hit the boy and I don't know. Then I am telling like this. I do not know the man who hit the boy. Yes. You are right. Who hit the boy. Then fourth one. Read it. Read the fourth one. Time. Blank is lost, is never found again. Right? Time is lost, lost is never found again. You cannot found the time you lost. Right? Then how do we write? Time which is lost is never found again. Time which is lost is never found again. Fifth one. Here is the pen. Blank, you lost. See, here is the pen. Blank, you lost. That means you lost the pen. You lost the pen. I found the pen somehow. Now I am telling like this. How? Here's the pen which you lost. Which you lost. Check the answers. Then question number 6. Read question number 6. My uncle blank, I loved a comma is dead. My uncle blank, I loved is dead. I loved my uncle. I loved my uncle. What is me? What's the meaning of it? I loved my uncle. Here, this is the subject, this is the verb, this is the object. I am going to define the object. My uncle whom I loved. Should be whom. I loved is dead. He is no more. 7th. I talked to the girl blank, car had broken down in front of the shop. I talked to the girl. That's okay. I talked to the girl. That girl defines like this. Her car had broken down in front of the shop. Her car had broken. Then what is your answer? What is the correct relative pronoun? I talked to the girl whose car. Whose car? Her car. Whose car had broken down in front of the shop. Then move to the 8th one. Mr. Richards blank is a taxi driver, lives on the corner. What is the answer? Mr. Richards is a taxi driver, lives on the corner. Then who? Definitely who? Mr. Richards, who is a taxi driver, lives on the corner. Right? Then question number 9. Read it yourself and guess the answer. We often visit our aunt in Norwich. Norwich? What is Norwich? It's a town. Because the first letter N is capital here and it should be a town or a village or something else, right? We often visit our aunt in Norwich. Blank is in East Anglia. East Anglia is also can be a town or a, yes, it can be a town or a part of a country, right? Right. Guess the answer. I'll give you some time. Read it carefully and guess the answer. What we often visit our aunt in Norwich. Blank is in East Anglia. What describes here? Our aunt or Norwich? Am I confusing you? No, aunt, definitely. We often visit our aunt in Norwich, who is in East Anglia. Who is in. In signifies where our aunt lives. Then we will move to the 10th one. Last one. This is the girl. Blank comes from Spain. That girl comes from Spain. Then answer is, that means the girl is subject. This is the girl. The girl comes from Spain. Then the answer is, this is the girl who comes from Spain. Right? I think your answers, your guessings were right. Then we will move. We will move to the next activity. Right. Activity 3. Select the correct relative pronoun who, which, whose. Go through the first 5 immediately. Go through the first five and guess the answer. Right. This is the bank. What is your answer? Which or that was robbed yesterday? Which or that was robbed yesterday? Second one, a boy whose sister is in my class was in the bank at that time. I write, a boy whose sister is in my class was in the bank at that time. Third one, the man. Yes, who robbed? The man who robbed the bank had 2 pistols. Next one, he wore a mask. See, is this your answer? He wore a mask which made him look like Mickey Mouse. Yeah, that mask made him to look like Mickey Mouse. Which or that? You can use both. Either one. Last one. He came with a friend. He came with a friend. What is the answer? Blank waited outside in the car. The friend waited outside. Yeah, he came with a friend who waited outside in the car. Go through these sentences again. You will have a good practice. I think now you will get a very good idea about relative pronouns. Alright, we will meet you soon and have a nice day.